Do you want to know the secret to becoming rich in just 6 months? Welcome, friends, to a journey of financial enlightenment, a voyage that might just change your life forever. Today, we'll be delving into a secret, a guiding principle that has been shared by one of the world's most successful investors, Warren Buffett. This secret, if followed diligently, could potentially transform any individual from a state of financial struggle to one of prosperity in just half a year. Intriguing, isn't it? Now you might be thinking, how is this possible? Is there some magic formula that can turn your financial woes into a tale of wealth accumulation? Well, not quite. It's not magic, but rather a blend of financial literacy and smart investment decisions. It's about understanding the value of money, how it works, and how to make it work for you. Picture this. Imagine you're standing at the base of a mountain, gazing up at its peak, shrouded in clouds. That peak represents your financial goals, your dreams of wealth and prosperity. The path leading up to it? That's the journey you'll need to embark on, guided by the wisdom of Warren Buffett. It's not an easy hike, but the view from the top, financial independence and security, is absolutely worth it. Financial literacy is your compass on this journey. It's understanding the difference between assets and liabilities, knowing how to budget and save, and learning how to invest wisely. It's the tool you'll need to navigate the often confusing and complex world of money and investments. But where does Warren Buffett come into all of this? Well, he's the seasoned mountaineer who's already reached the peak and is now sharing his wisdom with us. His advice, his strategies, and his philosophy on money and investing are the map that can guide us on our journey up the financial mountain. So, are you ready to embark on this journey? Are you ready to discover the secret that could potentially transform your financial landscape in just 6 months? If you're curious to learn more, subscribe and stay tuned. Your support means a lot to us. Warren Buffett's secret to wealth isn't really a secret at all. You see, the Oracle of Omaha, as he's affectionately known, has always been candid about his approach to amassing wealth. And it's simpler than you might think. It boils down to two fundamental concepts, saving and investing. Let's start with saving. Imagine, if you will, an individual who earns a modest income. Let's call her Grace. Grace is an ordinary person working a 9-to-5 job, earning just enough to get by. But Grace has a dream. She wants to have a comfortable life, not just for herself, but for her family as well. And so, she decides to take a portion of her income, no matter how small, and saves it religiously. Over time, these small amounts add up. Before she knows it, Grace has accumulated a tidy sum. This is the first step towards wealth, saving. But saving alone won't turn Grace into a millionaire. That's where the second part of the equation comes in, investing. Now, investing might sound intimidating to a lot of people. It's filled with jargon and seems to be a game only for the big players. But Warren Buffett would beg to differ. Investing, in Buffett's view, is for everyone who has a bit of money set aside and a lot of patience. Let's go back to Grace. She has been saving diligently and now has a good amount tucked away. Instead of letting it sit idle, she decides to invest. She's not a finance whiz, but she's read up on the basics. She understands the risks, and she's ready to take the plunge. Grace invests her savings into a mix of assets, some into stocks of companies she believes in, some into bonds for stability, and a portion into a mutual fund designed to track the market. She's not looking for a quick buck. Instead, she's in it for the long haul, just like Warren Buffett. Over the years, the value of her investments grows. There are ups and downs, of course, but she's patient. She's not swayed by market rumors or short-term volatility. Her focus is on the long-term growth of her investments. And because she's invested wisely, her wealth grows exponentially over time. And so, by following Warren Buffett's advice on saving and investing, Grace goes from an ordinary person earning a modest income to a wealthy individual who has not only achieved her dream of a comfortable life for herself and her family, but has also secured her financial future. This, in essence, is the secret to Warren Buffett's wealth. It's not about being the smartest person in the room or having insider information. It's about being disciplined with your savings and being patient and wise with your investments. But how exactly does one save and invest wisely? Let's find out. Have you ever heard of compound interest? It's a question that could potentially change your financial future. You see, compound interest is more than just a term you may have stumbled across in a finance textbook. It's a powerful tool that, when leveraged correctly, can grow your wealth exponentially. So, what exactly is compound interest? Well, in simple terms, it's interest on interest. Picture it like this. When you save or invest money, you earn interest on that initial amount. That's your principal. Now, with compound interest, you also earn interest on the interest you've already earned. Let's bring it home with a real-life example. Imagine you've invested £1,000. Your investment earns a 10% return at the end of the year, giving you a total of £1,100. In the second year, you earn interest not just on your original £1,000, but also on the £100 of interest you've already earned. So, by the end of the second year, you'll have £1,210. Do you see the magic? Your money is working for you, growing all by itself. Now, what makes compound interest truly powerful is time. The longer you let your money grow, the more significant the effects of compound interest become. Think of it as a snowball rolling down a hill. As it rolls, it gathers more snow and gets bigger and bigger. Similarly, your wealth grows bigger and bigger as compound interest adds up. This is why it's so important to start saving and investing early. Let's take this a step further. Suppose you have two friends, Alice and Bob. Alice starts investing £100 a month at the age of 25 and stops at 45. Bob, on the other hand, starts investing the same amount at the age of 35 and continues until he's 65. Despite investing for a longer period, Bob ends up with less money at 65 than Alice, who started earlier. This is the power of compound interest at work. But it's also important to remember that compound interest is a double-edged sword. It can work against you if you're in debt. Just as it can grow your savings, it can also increase your debt. So, always try to keep your debts low and your savings high. Compound interest is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a proven, time-tested strategy that requires patience and discipline. But the rewards are worth it. With time and consistent investing, your wealth can grow beyond your wildest dreams. Warren Buffett, one of the world's most successful investors, is a firm believer in the power of compound interest. He once said, "My wealth has come from a combination of living in America, some lucky genes, and compound interest." Compound interest can indeed make you rich, but there's more to Buffett's secret. And the journey to uncover that continues. Stay tuned. Warren Buffett once said, "Invest in what you know." Now, you might be wondering, what exactly does he mean by that? Well, it's pretty simple. Investing in what you know means putting your money into industries and companies that you understand. This doesn't mean you need to be an expert in the field. It simply means having a basic understanding of the business, how it operates, and what factors could potentially impact its performance. Let's take a look at a real-life example. Suppose you're a tech enthusiast. You follow all the latest tech news. You're always the first to know about the newest gadgets, and you have a good understanding of what makes a tech company successful. In this case, it would make sense for you to invest in tech stocks. Why? Because you have knowledge that can help you make informed decisions about these companies. On the other hand, if you know nothing about the pharmaceutical industry, investing in a pharmaceutical company could be a risky move. You might not understand the complexities of drug development or the impact of regulatory changes on the company. This lack of understanding could lead to poor investment decisions. Buffett himself is a prime example of this strategy. He's known for his investments in companies like Coca-Cola and Apple, companies whose products he uses and understands. He didn't invest in tech stocks for a long time because, by his own admission, he didn't understand the industry well enough. It was only after he felt he had gained enough understanding of Apple's business model that he decided to invest. So how can you apply this advice to your own investments? Start by taking a look at your own life. What industries are you familiar with? What products do you use on a regular basis? These could be potential investment opportunities. But remember, investing in what you know doesn't mean you should put all your money into one industry or company. Diversification is still key to a balanced portfolio. Investing in what you know is about leveraging your knowledge to make informed decisions, not about putting all your eggs in one basket. Also, it's important to note that this strategy doesn't guarantee success. Even if you know an industry inside and out, there are always risks involved in investing. Market conditions can change rapidly, and unforeseen circumstances can impact a company's performance. But by investing in what you know, you can at least ensure that you're making decisions based on knowledge, not just speculation. Investing in what you know is just one part of the equation. There's another key element, but that's a topic for the next segment. Tune in as we delve deeper into Warren Buffett's investment strategies and uncover the secrets to his success. Patience is not just a virtue, it's a key ingredient to becoming rich. Now, that's a statement that might seem counterintuitive in a world where quick returns and instant gratification are often the order of the day. But it's a pearl of wisdom that has been at the heart of Warren Buffett's investment strategy for decades. Let's delve into this a bit further. Imagine you're a farmer and you've just planted a seed. You wouldn't dig up that seed the very next day expecting to find a full-grown tree, would you? Of course not, because you understand that growth takes time. The same principle applies to investment. Buffett often speaks about the stock market as a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient. He believes that successful investing requires the ability to resist the temptation of quick, risky returns, and instead to wait for the slow and steady growth of well-chosen investments. Let's illustrate this with a story. Once upon a time, there was an investor named Sam. Sam was always in a hurry. He bought stocks on a whim, sold them at the first sign of trouble, and was constantly chasing the next big thing. His portfolio was a roller coaster of highs and lows, but overall he wasn't really making any headway. On the other hand, there was another investor named Lucy. Lucy was different. She took the time to understand the companies she invested in, chose them wisely, and then waited. When the market dipped, she didn't panic. When it soared, she didn't cash out. She was patient, keeping her eye on the long-term prize. Years later, guess who had the healthier portfolio? That's right, Lucy. While Sam was busy chasing his tail, Lucy's investments had quietly, steadily grown. She didn't have the exhilaration of quick wins, but she also didn't have the stress of sudden losses. And in the end, her patience paid off in a big way. That's the power of patience in investing. It's not about making a quick buck. It's about planting the seeds of wealth and then giving them the time they need to grow. It's about being able to sleep at night, knowing that your money is working for you in a sustainable, long-term way. So the next time you're tempted to jump on a hot stock tip or sell at the first sign of trouble, remember the story of Sam and Lucy. Remember that the stock market favors the patient. Remember that, as Buffett himself says, time is the friend of the wonderful company, the enemy of the mediocre. Patience indeed can bring wealth. But how does this all tie together? Let's look at some real-life examples of individuals who followed Buffett's advice. There are countless stories of people who have transformed their financial lives by embracing the principles championed by Warren Buffett. Their stories inspire us, showing us that it's not about being a Wall Street whiz or having a mountain of starting capital. It's about wisdom, discipline, patience, and the willingness to learn. First, let's talk about the story of Ronald Read. A gas station attendant and janitor, Read had a modest lifestyle. But when he passed away at the age of 92, he left behind a fortune worth $8 million. How did he do it? He adhered to Buffett's principles. He saved diligently, lived frugally, and invested in what he knew. Read was a patient investor, holding on to stocks for decades and reaping the benefits of compound interest. Next, we have the story of Grace Groner. She was a secretary for Abbott Laboratories for 43 years. In the year 1935, she bought 3 shares of her employer's stock for a total of $180. She never sold them. By the time of her death in 2010, those 3 shares, split and compounded, had become a fortune of $7 million. Groner's story is a classic example of the power of patience and the magic of compound interest. Then there's the story of Chris Raining. Raining was a typical American with a typical job, earning a typical income. But in his early 30s, he decided to retire early. He started saving more than half of his income and invested it wisely. He stuck to what he knew and was patient. By the age of 37, he had amassed $1 million portfolio and retired. His story is a testament to the power of saving, investing, and patience. But it's not just individuals who've found success with Buffett's advice. Companies too have thrived by adhering to his principles. Take the example of Vanguard Group. The company's founder, John Bogle, was a firm believer in the power of patient long-term investing. He avoided risky bets and instead focused on steady, reliable returns. Today, Vanguard is one of the largest investment companies in the world, managing over $5 trillion in assets. These stories are not outliers. They are not tales of overnight success or lucky breaks. They are the stories of ordinary people who applied extraordinary principles. They saved diligently, invested wisely, understood their investments, and were patient. They didn't chase quick wins or get-rich-quick schemes. Instead, they followed a proven path, the path laid out by Warren Buffett. In each of these cases, the individuals didn't start with much. They were not high earners or Wall Street hotshots. They were ordinary people with ordinary jobs who decided to do something extraordinary with their money. They chose to save, to invest, to understand, and to wait. And in doing so, they ended up with extraordinary wealth. These individuals are a testament to the effectiveness of Buffett's secret. They show us that anyone, regardless of their background or starting point, can achieve financial success if they are willing to follow the principles of saving, investing wisely, understanding their investments, and being patient. So, what can we learn from these stories? We learn that wealth is not about how much you earn, but about how much you keep and how wisely you invest it. We learn that patience is indeed a virtue, especially when it comes to investing. We learn that understanding your investments is crucial, and that chasing quick wins is a recipe for disaster. In the end, these stories remind us of the timeless wisdom of Warren Buffett. They remind us that the secret to wealth is not a secret at all, but simple principles that anyone can apply. They remind us that wealth is not a destination, but a journey. And most importantly, they remind us that we all have the power to shape our financial future. These individuals are a testament to the effectiveness of Buffett's secret. So what have we learned today? We've spent a good chunk of our time together unraveling the secrets of the Oracle of Omaha, Warren Buffett, and how any person, regardless of their current financial status, can take steps towards wealth in just 6 months. It's not about magic or overnight success, but about the fundamental principles of saving, investing, understanding the power of compound interest, investing in what you know, and the utmost importance of patience. Let's take a moment to revisit these pearls of wisdom that we've uncovered. First off, we dived into the concept of saving and investing. Remember, it's not about how much you earn, but how much you save and eventually invest. Saving allows you to accumulate capital, which you can then invest to generate more wealth. It's a simple concept, but it's the foundation of financial success. Next, we explored the power of compound interest, the interest on your interest, which Warren Buffett refers to as the 8th wonder of the world. When your interest begins to earn its own interest, that's when you start to see your wealth snowball. And that's the beauty of compound interest. It's a slow process, but over time it can lead to exponential growth in your wealth. Then we delved into the principle of investing in what you know. It's a golden rule from Buffett himself. The idea is to put your money into businesses or industries that you understand and believe in. That way, you're not just throwing your money into the wind and hoping for the best, but rather making informed decisions that will more likely yield positive results. And of course, we talked about the importance of patience. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither will your wealth be. It takes time for investments to grow and for compound interest to work its magic. It's about playing the long game, staying consistent, and allowing your wealth to grow over time. We also looked at some real-life examples of individuals who have applied these principles and have seen remarkable results in their financial status. These stories serve as a testament to the power of Buffett's secret and a reminder that it's not just a theory, but a practical strategy that any person can adopt. Now, it's important to remember that while this strategy has been proven to work, it still requires effort, discipline, and a clear understanding of your financial goals. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme, but rather a long-term strategy that requires commitment and patience. And that's the beauty of it. It's not about being lucky or being at the right place at the right time. It's about understanding the principles of wealth creation, applying them in your life, and patiently waiting for the results to manifest. So there you have it, folks. The secrets to wealth creation is shared by one of the most successful investors of all time, Warren Buffett. It's a journey, not a sprint. But with the right mindset and strategy, it's a journey that can lead you to financial freedom. Remember, becoming rich in 6 months is possible with the right mindset and strategy. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more insightful videos.